been a year.
Hi, everybody. It's Debbie, and welcome back to Spooky Things with Debbie. Um, it's been an interesting week. Still got the rest of it to go. We have Miss Jolene Fine back with us again. Hi, Jolene.
Hey, it's great to be back.
I'm glad. I was just asking you until we got cut off. How have you been?
I've been great. I put out some books and I have a romantasy that's part of my universe that has come out. It is very pretty. It has very gorgeous
Ooh.
chapter art. And let's see. So all of there is a Kickstarter for it right now. And you can have a regular version or
Mm-hmm.
you can have these um
Those are cool.
have very
Those are
fancy
really
ones
cool.
with double they have illustrated sprayed edges on them, and there's two. So there's this one, and then every time I try to go right, I'm going the wrong way. Okay, yeah, so there's two different covers. It's a reversible cover, and or you can have like a paperback or a hardcover with illustrated sprayed edges. But it is a cosmic war, and how did the gods become the gods of the universe? There's a ticking prophecy. There is elemental magic. There is a female villain, which I just love. And there's three. It's like three love stories. And it's a lovers to enemies book.
What number book is this? How many books have you written?
I've written 9, but so
9.
these are this is I have a trilogy, and this is a dystopian fantasy. This is the afterlife, and so my universe takes place in 3 realms: the premortal, the mortal, and the afterlife. The post-mortal. This is the beginning of the universe. So I actually started with the end, where they're actually battling against the volcano goddess, and they're trying to, the war is still going and in effect in the afterlife. But how the war actually began is this book. So as far as books in this universe, there's only 4. So the trilogy, there are 3 that go in a series, and then this is a standalone. So you can read not knowing about the other books, but you will see some of the characters
Uh-huh.
again. Plus,
Now,
you'll figure out like why this war actually started.
how how do you do that? I mean, it's like I have ideas up in my head too, but
Right.
I'm telling you, I cannot put them down on a piece of paper to save my life.
I don't,
one book would be a lifelong experience for me. You've written nine.
yeah. And some of those are, I've got two nonfiction ones and four children's books. So they're not all novels. And I do have a comedy as well. So again, not all of them are full length, and there are plenty of people who write a lot faster than I do. I just kind of see my world, and the characters don't ever seem to leave me alone. So there's that.
That is so cool. I mean, really, just, I mean, now Teresa has written books too. She's written quite a few books. Um, and I don't know how she does it either, but it's just so interesting for me to like discover the mind of an author and how these ideas that are up here get down onto a piece of paper, because let's face it, the way you're thinking about it and the way that you have to put it down on paper has got to be two totally different things.
Yes, you have to see the scene, and I think
Yeah.
that is definitely the hardest thing. The first book that you will write is going to, well, even the second book is technically very, you're still getting your how to make something from your mind and relay it to the readers. And I think the hardest part is actually creating the little scenes, because you know the story generally, unless you're like a pantser and you're just making it up as you go, and that's going to kind of show. But you generally have an idea of where the story is going to go. But then you just have to like make it out. And I think the trick is to figure out how to write great scenes, and where they start with like a hook and then they lead into the next one. So that's kind of why you hear things like, oh, it was a page turner. It's because one chapter, it starts out really interesting, and it goes through the scene and it hooks you to the next one. That's what we love about great TV shows, is that it's hooking you from one thing and you can't wait for the next one. Like that's why so many shows are bingeable, is because they've created this,
Yeah.
concept. It's the same thing but chapters.
And the book I'm looking at in your hand, it's not that thick. I mean, you've got a book in your hand that can actually blow your hair back when you do this with the pages. See what I mean?
Yeah. So this
That's a
one,
big book.
it's not. I mean, let's see. So this one is 70,000 words. I don't know if you really know the difference, if you're not a writer. And this one is 100,000 words. So this is the longest book, but it's not unheard of, especially as since I was insisting that it be a standalone. I could have easily made this into a three or four book thing, but I wanted to give people a book that was just a standalone, because some people just don't like series, or they don't want to invest in them. And I
Hmm.
have spent a lot of this year making all of the art for it, and I don't have that art for my trilogy, which is why I didn't do a special edition for the trilogy yet, because I don't have all that art. But like I actually made this cover. I made
You
this one.
drew all the pictures too?
So I don't draw them. I do them digitally designing, like with graphic designs, where you're
Okay.
manipulating a lot of pictures, and you're making like effects and lighting and whatnot, and lots of layers. So I do have. I probably could show you, but so if you look at a certain scene, like so, like you're looking at like this scene, and this one's kind of more obvious that I did it than say, whatever. But at, you do want to make it look, you know, that that you did make it, because a lot of people are like AI afraid these days. So Um, but there are over 70 different elements in this one picture, and that's including these little teeny tiny little rocks of the meteor. You know, there's just so many little things that you can't even see
Yeah.
in it in order to make it look like it's. Let's see if I can get close up to it, so that you can see that it's
Yeah.
um as
Wow.
if it's like
Very
coming
detailed.
forward kind of thing. And but it was the same way with several of the other pictures that were multi ones where they span double pages. There's so many pictures. Find them.
But
So
you
there's so
created these
many.
pictures, whether you
I
drew them
did.
or not. I mean,
So I did like
wow.
Canva and I did Adobe. Mainly Canva Pro is the easiest one to manipulate. I did the
I'm
cover
impressed.
with
I mean,
Adobe. So so these are some of like the them like
wow.
flying. They're not actually like dragons. They are a type of kind of like dragons. Like this is called a sky. Oops. This is called a sky veil, and this is an ornith. And these are the gods, and they're going to go through this like little portal. But there are so many things in a scene that you don't actually see because the object of it is to try to make it look like it's one picture. I can
That's
never find the
amazing.
right picture when I'm looking for it, but
Oh, you never can. You'll find it right after the show's over. You'll
right.
go right to it.
So like this one looks like it's just like one picture. Like I just downloaded this one,
Yeah.
thing. But that's actually not true. Like all these little elements were put together, and I actually made a little video of it. These are like individual little flowers. Um, there's a little bird that I actually created over here, and like the rocks, every single one of these little lily pads, I had to like put in. So even though there was like a waterfall, in order to make the waterfall look like it was like coming out, I added water effects to it. This, changing like the sky and the backgrounds. It all takes like things, but I think it will turn out well. Everyone is pretty happy with it, I think.
I bet. I mean, it's really very good.
Thank you. So a
And
lot of the romanticides, which is like a fantasy with some romance in it, are tending to have more pictures, and they did that a long time ago. I was actually looking at some of my dad's editions of his books, and they actually had a illustrations in them in like the 1300s and stuff. I was surprised.
your dad was a writer too?
My dad was not a writer. Mm-mm. No, he just likes. I think he doesn't like to get rid of stuff, so he collects books, among many other things.
I'm with your dad.
I know we don't seem to know how to get rid of anything around here either.
I don't know how to get rid of nothing. My kids say I'm on the verge of being a hoarder. Oh,
Is there anything that you like to collect the most of, or just seem to, even if you don't like to?
Jolene, if it strikes my eye, I'll collect it. Just, I don't know. I've got so much stuff in my house. It's absolutely, but but then again, when you walk into somebody's house, your house tells the story. Your house tells your life story by the pictures on the walls, the souvenirs that you've collected, the things that you've gathered up. Your house is living proof of who you are.
It's true. I hadn't thought about it like that.
It
That's
is.
actually kind of pretty.
Yeah. So when you walk in my house, you're like, wow, you've done a lot. I guess I have. How could you tell? But when my kids are like, you got to get rid of this or this, I'm like, aghast. No, that I can't. I cannot do it. So, but it is very, very true. Tell us a little bit about. I want to know about these books. Your most recent one there. Tell us about what's going on with these books. I mean, I don't want you to tell too much because these guys got to buy these books to read them, but give us what's going on with them.
Okay, so there's a rivalry that has happened. So basically, the king of the land has decided that he wants to introduce change. He is bored with his spirit children and he wants them to become more knowledgeable. And the way that he does that is he creates favoritism, which before that happened. So think first of all, you have to think of this as a retelling of the war in heaven. Okay, so there's God, which is my king, and he's up in heaven and he's just kind of bored with all of his spirit children. And he's like, okay, so I'm gonna like switch things up. I'm gonna like make a couple of you children my favorites. And then all of a sudden, there's this rivalry between all the siblings, and the kingdom starts to get corrupt. Meanwhile, he discovers that someone in the kingdom has deceived him. And there is also this ticking prophecy that is happening. One third of the kingdom, which again is relating back to the war in heaven, one third of the kingdom gets stolen by the person who has deceived him. And then they are sent on this impossible mission to try to reclaim the one third of the kingdom. And that's where the kind of story goes. So
Wow.
but yeah.
Now, now,
But
is there a
they
background on the?
uh-huh.
Is there like a background on the king in the previous or in the
so
books that came
this
before this one?
so this one would be like the beginning of the story. So even though this is like a prequel of it, it's going back to the beginning and being like, how did this war start? And I'm going to show
That's right.
you my. I don't know if you've ever been on Kickstarter before, but I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to see if I can turn my camera around and show
Okay.
you. So this is my Kickstarter. You go, you'll see me right here. It's called Fostering Worlds.
Uh huh.
And then you go to this little site and they can follow it, they can back it. There's only 5 days left. And it tells you the story. It tells you, so these are the books. These are what it will look like. So this is a double cover where it's a reversible. And then this is what it's going to look like underneath it. So this is going to be a
Oh,
regular hardcover with gold foil. So you're actually getting three covers in one book.
yeah. Wow.
And then this is like the story where it tells you about it. It's like a ticking prophecy. There's cosmic battles. There's magic. I don't know if you hold on. See it. Let's see. There's deception. There's three love stories. And
then there's the blurb and the main characters. So here's the main characters. We have the king and the queen, and we have Neff and Isabel, and we have Zara and Cullum. And the rivalry between all the siblings is going to happen, and the kingdom is going to be divided. And one of these is the deceiver. And then what's really cool about this is not only do you get like books, you actually get these really cool like little reward things. Let me see if I can find it. I'm very good at navigating here. So it gives you like little options. We're just going to scroll down to the coolest one, which is like all the way at the bottom. So you can see like you get the, oops, you get the books, but you're also going to get these little dragon things. Hold on. Anyway, it's really hard to see, but if you go, you get like little character art and whatnot to go with like little blankets and
That's
uh,
really interesting.
stuff. So this is the first time I've ever done a Kickstarter before, and it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work. I I
I
definitely
bet.
will probably do better next time. We'll see. But it was definitely like a learning experience.
Look like you've done pretty good this time too. I mean, it is really that is fantastic. Now, this particular series
Hmm.
is one story within those three series. Now, what about the other two that you have? Are they both three-part books as well? Three-part series books?
So these this is a trilogy, and it goes with two characters, Zach and Desiree. And so they are teens, but they also show up in the book that I just wrote because, again,
Oh,
everyone was originally in this universe a spirit child, and then they had a mortal life, and then they have an afterlife. So this is the afterlife is just really about Zach and Desiree and their fight against the darkness. And they battle these shape-shifting demons. They go in with their light, their crystals, and they are they use like spiritual warfare basically to battle these shape-shifting demons. And but they were originally long time ago spirit children, and that were born of the flame, and they are born of the king and the queen, the god and the goddess in Fostering Worlds. So the whole series
very
is called Fostering Worlds, but that book is called Fostering Worlds mainly because my original book that I had written, I wanted to call it Fostering Worlds, but then when I got through with it had nothing to do with fostering worlds. it had, so I was like, okay, we got to rename this one, And then I was like, we're just gonna name it the series because I didn't want to let it go. But then when everyone was like, I really want to know more. I love the idea of like how these gods like became gods, and so I wanted to write something that was like Star Wars, that was epic and cosmic, but had like the mythical feel of Zeus and Odin, and but be very like where cosmic wars were happening, like in Superman. And so that is the feel of Fostering Worlds, where they're just like battling in the sky, um, and whatnot.
well. It's really fascinating. It really is, and I'm really so impressed by. I mean, it seems so organized, which is something I don't understand, obviously. But yeah, really, I'm so impressed with it, and the stories themselves are just so thoughtful, so just deep. And I just I don't see how someone can do it. I really don't. Authoring a book to me is just brings just I just don't know how you do it, really and truly. But you're doing very well. Um, do you have more books on this particular series? Are you planning on something different in the future? Do you have other
No, I will
plans?
be keeping in my universe. I have, and I don't know if you can see it, but I have this, which is Daughter of Devotion. And that is a medieval fantasy, but it's an Asian inspired medieval fantasy, but it is in my universe. It is in my mortal world. Um, and that might come out in February. It is done, but I easily get distracted with trying to get all this art and doing this Kickstarter. I'm hoping that one will come out in February because sometimes I look at things, I give it like a month and then I re-edit it. So all of my books usually have been edited 15 or 16 times just because
Wow.
I let them so my writing process is this. For example, I wrote this book and this book and this book. Then I went back and I wrote this one. And then I went back and I wrote this one and I worked on this one. And then I went back on this one. So I stop it and then I go to the next story. And I did that. So when I was finishing like editing this one, I was writing like the rough draft of this one. When I finished the rough
Wow.
draft of this one, I was writing the rough draft of the medieval fantasy. So sometimes it seems like I'll rapidly release books, but it's only because I've been working on them so long. I write them and then I let them breathe for a month or two while I'm doing the other one, and then I go back. And I feel like it's only through like all those kind of layers that the story and the characters kind of evolve, you know.
That's amazing. I mean, talk about multitasking. You're just
Really multitasking. You're stopping one project. Some people will be literally like, "Oh, I'm bored with this. I'm literally gonna just pull up my other project and start." I can't do that. I can't like completely switch. I have to be done in my mind. I'd be like, I will put this aside. Now it is hard. The hardest part for me is that this is written in the trilogy is written in first person present. And I thought, how easy would it be? Because first person present is actually kind of limited. You can't know what someone else is thinking. You can only know what the character is thinking. Well, I thought I'm going to write omnisciently. I will have the easiest time. Well, this is actually omniscient and present tense omniscient. But it is the hardest book because you have to figure out how to guide it like you would a camera. Otherwise, it seems like you're just jumping from head to head. So even though it's
right.
omniscient, you can't actually show everyone's reaction in a scene. You still have to limit it because otherwise the reader just kind of feels like you're just jumping from head to head, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
So it was actually a lot harder for me to do. I think that is why most people write in what they call third person past tense, is because it already has happened. You don't have to worry about the tense, kind of changing. I just like present tense for some reason. I like the idea that it's that when you're reading something, it's happening now. you
Hmm.
know? So I'm like, ooh, this is like literally like happening. It's happening now. Like she's destroying the kingdom. Oh, this is so fun. She's gonna, she's turning them into ghouls right now. But
That is just so cool.
yeah, they so some of my little when I was talking about like ending and beginning things, um that is one of my favorite things as a writer to do, is to try to figure out creative ways to end. And I came across some where it's like the end of a chapter and it's like another soul mutated by Arai, another one of Magnar's and Ishi's children gone, another friend lost to the darkness forever. Like you're very dramatic about like the end of like the chapter. It's not even like the end of the book. You're like, oh, well, I wonder what happened next. And so. But I love making. I love crafting those, but I also love words. So love words.
Well, you're doing so very well with it. You really are. You're an impressive young woman. You very much are. Um, Now, where can someone buy these books?
Okay, well, if you live in Dothan, Alabama, you can get them at Second and Charles. You can get them directly from me. You can get them from Dove Bookshop or Christian Bookstore. Um, Sometimes I'm at the farmers market. Sometimes I'm at these little events. But I have them on my TikTok shop. But you can also get them through Amazon. I don't care where you get them as long as you read them. It doesn't
Right.
matter to me. A sale's a sale in the end.
N- Now, what is your website that somebody can go directly to you and buy them from you?
Okay, so on my website, it is not able to right now. It's jolenefine.link. And that will take you to my website, but I don't actually sell the books on my website. You have to have a certain permit to do that, and I don't have it. So I sell them in the TikTok shop or I sell them through Amazon. And maybe eventually I will um create something on the website, but generally there's a $50 a month fee, and I'm just not that popular enough to for something like that.
Well, I don't see why you're not. I mean,
Oh, that's so sweet.
I, I'm really being honest. I mean, I just all the work that you obviously have put into them, and it shows. I bet you anything these things are going to catch on. And once they get the the initial ball going, I think it's going to be really, really, really good.
No,
It's
I
like watching
appreciate that.
oh, I really believe that to be true. You're so creative. You're so artistic. And it's just so impressive seeing that you didn't only write the story, you actually created those images that you put into the book as well. And you're editing it yourself. You're illustrating it yourself. You've written it. Oh my gosh, girl. It's like you're a one man show.
It is. That's
Just
what
do it all.
being an indie author is. It's a one man show, marketing and everything. But I
No, it's
appreciate you
just
letting me come on to the show. I think my phone is getting close to dying right now, but I totally appreciate it. Hey, we made it to 30 minutes,
you're
so
very welcome. Everybody, Miss Jolene Fine, author, and check these books out. They are just totally impressive. So before her phone just goes completely dead, Jolene, thank you very much for being on the show. I've really enjoyed having you,
okay,
and
thank you.
we'll be talking to you soon.
Sounds good.
All right, bye bye, Jolene.
Bye.
Everybody else that's out there, now's a good time for me to I got a few more minutes here. We have we have a lot of things coming up, and some of you know, some of you are might be hearing it for the first time as well. We have another festival that we have in the works here. It's called the Medieval Faith Fest. Medieval Faith Fest is going to be held at the Jackson County Ag Center. It's right on 90, right outside of Jackson County. It's going to be on November the 8th and the 9th. Um, you guys come on out and check this out. Now, you can go under Medieval Faith Fest on the internet, and it'll bring you right to it. It'll tell you all about what's going on. Um, you can buy the tickets online. You can buy them at the door. We're really, I mean, we're catering to everybody, but in a lot of these smaller towns, like we're very rural here, which we love. Um, and Mariana's not really a small town. It's getting up there now, but on standards of New York or LA or Miami or something like that, it's considered a small town. But they got a lot going on here. This brings people into Mariana to experience Mariana. We have the Cavern State Park that's up here, absolutely fascinating. There's the Blue Springs Recreational Park. It's a place that you can go swim. There's also, it's right off of what's called the Mill Pond. Now we love going canoeing in there, and my son Sean and I have gone so many times canoeing. It used to be just the mom and son thing to do, is to go canoeing. So you can come up here and check out going canoeing either at Spring Creek, which is right off of the Mill Pond, over into the Chipola River. There's a number of places that you can dock or launch out from there, whether you have a boat or a canoe or a kayak, whatever. Absolutely beautiful. This is an absolutely gorgeous place up here. There's camping available in several areas in on the caverns. You can camp right there on the caverns site. You can camp at the Mill Pond campground that's right there as well. I think they call it's now the Caverns Campground. This is right there on the Mill Pond. So you can go and check that out. There's lots of nice hotels in the area. Um, 45 minutes, an hour away from the beaches down in Panama City. Absolutely beautiful down there. There's all kinds of things that you can do. So come on down and check out Mariana by coming to the Medieval Faith Fest and make a weekend out of it. We're going to be on for our Faith Fest will be going on for 2 days. Also on Friday night, we're going to be doing an after party kind of event, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's just going to be everybody getting together, talking, having fun, getting something to eat, having some adult refreshments, maybe a little bit. Nothing crazy, but just having a really good time. And that's not only, we have to be really careful because children are going to be involved in that as well. So we don't want people to go too overindulgent there, because bearing in mind there are kids there. So we really want to cater to the kids, especially on this. They're so curious. And in smaller communities like that, there's not a whole lot to be done up here as far as, kids go. So we really want to capture their attention and bring something to them that they haven't really experienced in their area. So this is going to be the beginning of that. And for a lot of adults too. But the bottom line is, come on out and have some fun, because we're going to have a lot of fun with this. We got some great vendors lined up. We've got great events within the Faith Fest that's going to be happening. If you get on the medievalfaithfest.com, it'll go into a lot of what we are going to be doing and what we are going to be having at the Faith Fest. Now, remember, this is year one. This is our first annual Medieval Faith Fest. So we're really thrilled about watching this thing go from the very beginnings, the very first one that we're creating, and as it goes along, the different ways that we're going to excel in what areas, and how we're going to make this grow. And it's just, we've got so many ideas, but we just have to do it correctly and make sure that we're doing it exactly right. And we're not going to, because every year we're going to go, oh, I know how we can make that better. I know what we can add to it. And it's going to be absolutely fascinating to see how this pans out. But I know that regardless of what happens, it's going to be good, because it's good already. And we're the backlash that we're getting from people that are been talking about this has been nothing but positive. And we're just thrilled. We're thrilled, and it hasn't even occurred yet. It's just still in the process of occurring. So November 8th and the 9th, that is when the event will happen. And come on out and support all of us and our little fairies and our little princesses and our little knights that are going to be walking around. And you just don't know we got a lot of things going on. And it's going to be busy, very busy the whole time. And I'm thrilled. I'm just so looking forward to it. But we'd all love to see you guys there. And next year, of course, we also are doing another Paracomic-Con, and that's like the signature one that we always put out. But Stan and Teresa Fikes are amazing, and they're like little, just work your bees. They're just constantly going and constantly doing things, and they're just so impressive. They really are. So I just wanted to remind everybody about the November 8th and 9th for the Medieval Fae Fest. And we'll be seeing you guys again on next Tuesday, same time, 7 o'clock, for the Spooky Things with Debbie. And I hardly ever know what we're going to be doing from one show to the next, but I never know what I'm going to do. Sometimes I do, when I'm feeling organized. I'm not feeling really organized these days, but hey. So we'll see you again on next Tuesday. We'll have another Spooky Things with Debbie. Thank everybody for showing up. We appreciate it. And we'll see you next Tuesday. Okay. Bye-bye.